How's it going, guys? I'm Connor from Running Warehouse. Today I'm here with Matthias, who leads up the road performance line at KIPRUN. Today we are going to be getting a first look on the new Kipstorm Lab. Now, Matthias, just getting this shoe in my hand. This is the shoe I've been waiting to hear about. Tell us about what it's all about and how it gets that lab name.
Yeah, so it's a very good question. So the Kipstorm Lab was actually an innovation project. So we started it around 4 years ago, and we wanted to innovate with technology. So technologies like the foaming technology, the carbon plate technology, and actually we just started and we didn't know when we were going to finish this project. So it was actually quite a ride. But then we signed Jimmy Gressier last year, and actually the shoe was getting more and more mature. So I said, let's maybe just get it to Jimmy Gressier, let him test it. And I still remember it's quite a good story. I was actually gonna take a plane to China, and Jimmy was in France, in Paris. So I called him, and before my plane, actually he said I need to do a very fast interval training, 10 times 1 kilometer, and I can actually test the shoe if you want. So I took it with me just before my flight, and I still remember we were testing it, and Jimmy said, wow, this shoe is so good that I want to use it in a few weeks' time in Lille. On the 5K, I think I can break the European record with the shoe. So this is when we said, okay, wow, there is something happening here. Okay, we were innovating, but now we need to finish it as soon as possible. And that's when actually we brought it to his foot, and first try he broke the 5K European record with the shoe.
Wow. So it seems like this really is that pinnacle race day expression for KIPRUN, and a lot of that innovation is going to be seen in the foam, the materials, the geometries. Can you tell us about it and how it's going to set itself apart?
Yeah, so we have a patent for this technology, so it's called the fluid technology, and I will explain you a bit. So if you have a PIBA insert, so we put the carbon plate just here, like this, underneath, and then what we do is we will actually foam around this insert plus plate. So it's a new type of technology, and like I say, we patented it. So normally what you would do is you have the PIBA insert, and then you would take the plate, and then you would take, for example, another material. But here, it's foamed around. So there is less glue, there is less rigidity, which of course gives you a lighter shoe and a smoother ride. So this is what it's all about.
Yeah. So those foams really encapsulate each other. Is it two different foam compounds? What separates the two foams?
Yeah, so if you have this PIBA again, which is at 28 grams only, and then you have the carbon plate, it's a G-shaped plate, so it's not Jimmy Gressier, but it's like a new geometry that we worked on. We also patented it, so it's the second patent we have on the shoe. And then actually the foam that comes around is an 8 TPU, 50 grams only, so just for having a really nice cushion, very good comfort to take you all the way up to the marathon if you want.
Yeah. So again, that's going to give it that bouncy, propulsive feel. But let's also talk about the geometries, because looking at the toe spring seems very aggressive. Again, maybe not for everyone, but for those top-end athletes, they are going to get that peak performance.
Yeah, so you see this shoe has a very aggressive design. So this was what we wanted to achieve, of course. The shoe, first of all, it's an ultra-light racing shoe, 167 grams only. So it's in the top 5 of the lightest racing shoes on the market today. And everything is about aggression, about nervosity, about speed, and you see it in the toe spring, you see it in the design. Now, I said to you before, we give you the cushion so that you can go all the way up to the marathon, but actually there are only a very few amount of people that can take this shoe up to the marathon. For example, Edward Cheserek, he did the Sydney Marathon, it's a new major, he was 5th with this shoe. Now, if you take it and you put it on the feet of Jimmy Gressier, you will say, I will only maximum go to 5 or 10K. So he took, for example, the elite one, the LD Plus, to do his European Championships. He will not even go with this shoe to the semi-marathon. So it's built for speed, fastness, and of course for top elite runners. So it will depend on how good you are and what you prefer to decide which distance you run with the shoe.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. With different athletes, everyone's gonna have different preferences, different strides, and this is going to be very aggressive. One other note I wanna talk about is when you look at it from the top, you're gonna see this toe actually extends out a little bit. Can you talk about that and how that's gonna affect the ride?
So it's more, let's say, it's more in terms of design, something that we try to create. So you will have like a very aggressive design, and you can also find it here in front. Of course, you talked about the toe spring. So what you want is like, and we will speak about our top leads about this. What they say is, I feel that this shoe can make me react very quickly. So when I spoke to Jimmy and his choice for the 5K, he said, you know, I will take this shoe because it makes it very strategic, my race. So when I want to accelerate, I can push very quickly and I can transform very quickly my energy into speed forward. And this is what we worked on with the shoe, with the toe spring. And yeah, of course, there will be some elements, whether on the front or the back, that will be inspired on this propulsion forward, this fastness, this nervousness that we wanted to incorporate into the shoe.
Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna feel that at toe off, but then also I'm guessing it might even extend your stride just that little bit. So again, every little bit counts on race day. Then let's move on down to the outsole. Again, as with any race day shoe, it's gonna be as minimal as possible on the outsole to keep weight down. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so here we speak a lot about what we call gecko rubber. So it's like very small pads that will give you this feeling, just like with a gecko, of being able to put your foot down on the right spot and to accelerate. Of course, so it's in like I say, like with a gecko in certain spots, just to keep the weight very low and also have it where you need it. This is, I think, what we try to achieve with the grip. It's a very good grip and it does the job perfectly if you want to have a very fast run.
Yeah, and wrapping the shoe all together, we got to talk about the upper. Again, we always get back to the weight savings with these race shoes. Can you tell us about this upper and how you chose this compared to maybe the upper we see on the Elite?
Yeah, so we already spoke about the midsole, which is very light. We did the same on the upper, of course. So everything is designed about and around lightness. So also here you will see it on the upper, you will see it even on the lacing. So very thin lacing, very simple. And yeah, very simple construction, 167 grams only, ultra light racing shoe. One of the only 5 at this amount.
Yeah, it is interesting because even just looking at it, it is so thin and you can almost kind of see right through it. A very unique material. And then seeing this heel, you know, you kind of got that pointed heel. I imagine that just kind of really helps keep your heel locked in while also basically providing like no material. It's as light as it can be.
It's like as light as can be. It's really limited. You have a little bit of foam here just to block your heel as good as possible, of course, but nothing more than that. So again, everything built around fastness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there you have it. That was our first look of the new KIPRUN Kipstorm Lab. This is a crazy shoe. It's really different than anything else on the market, and I think it's proven itself. It's been tested with the top athletes in the world and is a shoe that I think is going to be, again, that like pinnacle expression of performance for KIPRUN. If you're looking to get this shoe on your own feet, you'll be able to find it in spring 2026 here at Running Warehouse.